We are talking trivia from Episode 7, Ghost in the Machine. Eurisko was in fact a real program, a discovery engine created by Doug Lennart around 1976. He wanted to build a multi-domain heuristic system. So in the simplest terms, he wanted a program that could find new or efficient ways to do existing things or to create new things. In 1981, the Game Designers Workshop held a Trillion Credit Squadron Starship Fleet War game for their famous Traveller sci-fi RPG. Eurisko was entered and won that tournament. Then won it again in 1982. GDW declared that they would cancel the event if Eurisko won a third time, but Lennart decided not to re-enter for 1983. I don't know how many contestants were actually there. The coding for the Eurisko program still exists, and I've included a link to it below in the secret vault. Try it out yourself. We get Dana Scully's home phone number, 202-555-6431. And 202 is the DC area code, and of course 555 has been used as the fictional phone prefix since at least the early 70s, to prevent excessive prank phone calls. Some of you did that. You know who you are. This is longtime actor Blue Mankuma. He's had an extensive career as a voice actor. If you watched cartoons in the 90s, there's a very good chance you heard his voice a lot. He will go on to appear on The X-Files again in Season 5. Jillian Barber is the infamous Iron Maiden that Jerry and Scully joke about. She will appear in 4 episodes of The X-Files, one in each of the first 4 seasons of the series. Millionaire tech genius Brad Wilsick has bought himself a 1960 convertible Chevrolet Corvette. We see further examples of Brad's eclectic tastes. He has a 1979 Totem Gottlieb pinball machine. Sitting between Mulder and Scully is the approximation of the famous wire art made by Alexander Calder. Pretty much a perfect example of something the truly nouveau riche would purchase. Now here's a funny coincidence. Deep Throat is describing the fictional chess computer winning against a grandmaster. In reality, in 1989, Danish grandmaster Bent Larsen was defeated by a chess-playing computer called Deep Thought. That may sound familiar. Fictional Deep Thought was the name of the supercomputer tasked with answering the ultimate question of life, the universe, and everything. The real-world Deep Thought would be upgraded and renamed to Deep Blue. In 1997, it would go on to defeat then-sitting world champion Garry Kasparov. Kasparov was, at least for a time, an advocate for the century-spanning new chronology conspiracy theory. Check that out, it's a pretty wild one. Scully climbing into the air duct and nearly getting chopped up by a giant fan was widely praised as the best visual in this episode, and also a last-minute addition to the script. We get a continuity error, as pointed out by Richard in the regular episode comments. Claude Peterson holds Mulder at gunpoint with his own gun. In the previous episode, Shadows, Mulder was reassigned a Glock 19. Here, Peterson is holding it as the armorer switched the guns, giving Mulder Peterson's assigned Smith & Wesson. Don't worry, Mulder will get it back for the next episode. Finally, the title of this episode is a famous idiom coined by philosopher Gilbert Ryle. He used it, perhaps derisively, as part of his criticism of Cartesian mind-body dualism, one that posits that consciousness exists entirely independent from the body. That's it. That's Ghost in the Machine trivia. We'll see you in Alaska, inside the Arctic Circle, for the next episode, number 8, Ice.
Bring your mittens.